Leaving a 1-star review on Yelp. Hey everyone, how's it going? Noxiddar here, and welcome back for our next reaction in our One Piece anime reaction series. I wish I wasn't quite so awkward. Well, I've had a few days rest since our emotionally charged round of recordings, which, speaking of, I kind of got lost in the feels moving from one video to the next, and I did cover it at the end of the video, but I've looked at my analytics. Not a lot of you are hanging around till then. So let's talk about this one. Our new AI crew member, Noxiddar. I actually really like the way this one turned out quite a bit, if I do say so myself. I almost have like a chiseled jawline. I'm jealous of myself, who is not myself, but subsequently based off of myself. Yep. So anyways, that's actually all I really wanted to point out, is just acknowledge that, yeah, I did in fact see it. I mean, I put it there in OBS Studio for you to enjoy. Yeah, I really enjoyed this one, although I think maybe the next one could give it a run for its money, but we're not there yet. Anyways, I'm looking forward to the videos that we're going to watch today. I don't know why I slowed down right there. My motor's failing inside my brain, I guess. We're going to be introduced, according to this title, to Don Krieg, which, much to my chagrin, I learned that Don was not in fact short for Donald. Well, oh well. So, without any further ado, let's go ahead and get to our reaction. Actually, I just wanted to point out, I love how absurdly long Zeph's hat is, that it doesn't even fit in the frame, in this opening frame. Okay. Sorry, I was trying to talk through a burp. I'm so awkward today. All right, let's start, folks. Oh, that's right. He told him to get out of here. Yeah, yuck it up, you guys. Oh my gosh. I love that Zoro and, was that Usopp, had like the foresight to grab all the food. I wonder if Sanji picked up on that, you know? He's not one for wasting food. That's pretty cool. I like that little detail. How fast were they to do that? I mean, they must have just known it was building toward it. Ooh. That's my attitude too. I'm gonna live forever. Oh my gosh. I love that. Man, Sanji is in charge. I like how they're using the fog effect. So I thought that was just a plot device in the live action to get them away from Garp. Wait, people just recognize it just like that? Oh, damn, that's cool. Oh, I love the perspective of this shot and just showing not a second ago. Well, okay, it was more than a second. All right, cool your jets. I was just talking about how the scale of the Baratie to all these other ships, which is like it's just huge, and then we have something that just dwarfs the Baratie, and so it for one thing, it kind of just makes me think of Episode 1 in Star Wars, where it's like there's always a bigger fish, but there's always a bigger ship, as it turns out. That's oh my gosh, that's so cool looking. All right, I just wanted to point out how neat I thought that was, and that actually is almost like a callback to the video that I watched on the wonderful world of One Piece. And one of the comments that I made is, this show shows scale in a way that I can't really recall ever seeing outside of maybe something like Warhammer 40K. Just absolute giant infrastructure and vehicles and ships. It's insane. Like, it's the only other thing that I could possibly equate it to. And maybe you have some examples that you can share as well, but everything else I'm just kind of like coming up blank. Not to say that there aren't other examples, but when I think of like just over and over and over again, that's kind of where my mind goes to. All right, let's continue with our introduction to Don Krieg. Oh, watching that shadow. Like, holy cow, that's like darn near an eclipse. That's what I said. Yo, those masks are torn. What? Oh, I'm just seeing the damage. It almost seems like evocative of a ghost ship coming in off the morning mist or something like that. Oh, that's really cool. Tornado. Yeah, just a small water spout. You know, for as heavy of a figure and imposing of a figure as he is, I feel like he's taking very light steps. It is almost like a ghost story. I feel like this is gonna make it worse. Talk about escalating the situation here. Oh my gosh, look at Gibbs' face. Looked like he's been took a swig of vinegar or something like that. Your reputation is everything, and when you build a legacy on, you know, off of the backs of others suffering, the moment that you show any weakness, it's like starving dogs going right at you, just tearing you to pieces. And seeing that right here, I mean, it definitely feels like a sense of foreboding hanging over, well, me, I guess, and also the ship. I don't know. I don't think that's a good idea. It's interesting that they choose to build up Don Krieg before his reveal, and then right into his reveal is at a state of weakness. But then again, all war is based on deception, and this is a warrior. A warrior of the sea. Oh, Patty. As soon as it goes to Patty, I just assume it's gonna get worse. What a badass way to hold a bottle. So cool. So deception definitely is part of his game. Okay. Oh man. Oof. I love that slow hover. It's so dramatic. I love it. Oh. Dude, I bet you anything Luffy is looking at that and he's like, this is like not too dissimilar from Kudo, who basically announced, you know, he's like, oh, well, I'll just take you out as part of my plan too, you know, to his fellow crew. And so like Luffy got really pissed at Kudo for behaving like that. So here he's seeing something very similar with Don Krieg using that foul play against his own crew. That's not gonna sit well with him. No way. Now he's got his eyes open. He's taking it all in. Of course I'm scared. So it really was kind of like a ghost ship. Interesting. Wait, so was all 5,000 of his men on this one boat? Oh, I thought he had an armada. Or is this just all that's left? Like, I'm pretty sure he just fed him some food, not a sensu bean. So, I don't really see how this is Sanji's fault. What? In a way, that almost seems kind of like almost like a medic's perspective too, right? Like, you know, when you have like a combat medic, they'll pretty much treat anybody. You know, that's their training. That's what they do. That's kind of, you know, all wrapped up in their creed and their oath and, you know, their training. So I don't know, that's kind of cool. Kind of thinking of can't talk all of a sudden, thinking of it in that perspective. Oh, Patty. Oh my. That's a bit overkill. But he just took it? Leaving a 1-star review on Yelp. Clearly not a good shot, though. From that, he just pushed him out of the way. Ooh, I like this setup there. I like this setup there to find out. Oh man, it's actually serious. He knows Zeph by name. I don't know how I feel about Don Krieg, to be honest. I mean, besides the fact that, you know, he's, well, like Sanji said, the villainous rogue. But yeah, that's pretty cool. I really feel bad for Gin of everyone there, because, you know, he approached Don Krieg in good faith to bring him to the Baratie, only to willingly, you know, kind of place it place the Baratie into peril through Don Krieg's own deception. So we'll have to see. Right now, it's just Don Krieg, yes, and 100 men that are either starving or have starved to death. Interesting. So we'll see how this shapes up. Very cool. I liked it. We have another episode though. This is definitely going to be a two-parter. Let's go on to our next one here. Oops, sorry. A little premature on that one. I was just thinking, one of the things that I think is so neat that One Piece is doing is it, on one hand, plays up the mystery of the Grand Line, but at every step of the way, we're introduced to just how dangerous and perilous a task this is. This isn't just like planning a vacation getaway. So, we're slowly having it revealed that this is, not even just a dangerous place, but this is like almost a certain doom, that it shouldn't even be attempted. And yet the fact that, Luffy is so undeterred and still just so interested in getting there, I think is having that dichotomy playing against each other throughout this entire arc so far has just been like really fun to watch. Because like I'm feeling the sense of dread, and again, like that's farther than I've ever seen into One Piece, like with the dub and everything. So it's gonna be interesting for me when we finally get there. And I believe the end of this episode, right? So we're doing 22. This is 23. Is actually the halfway mark. So when we finish this video, we'll be halfway through all of the episodes that I had running in the background and playing up through the dub through Arlong Park. So we are almost that's crazy. In my own small micro journey, I'm almost at the halfway point. That's pretty cool. Oh wow. Right, they covered that in the live action, but not putting Prince in rocks. Oh, you're about to find out with words like that. Yeah, see, Livy's like, this is awesome. I'm gonna learn so much. I love his grin. Right. Just didn't know things. Well, Luffy's got that in spades, so doubly treacherous now. There's that use of like silence, kind of. I guess it wasn't necessarily silence, but it places a greater emphasis when you build up this dramatic music, then it just cuts off and it's just very simple sounds. Like you listen to his words basically fade to, the sound of the sea, giving kind of like this idea that, the message of what he's saying is traveling. And then you have that juxtaposed with Luffy, who's stepping forward into it, as kind of almost in a way of like meeting the challenge itself. Like, obviously, as we can see it visually, but I also just mean from just the use of sound effect as well, kind of reinforcing, giving weight to this confrontation. This is really cool. What I like how just like wildly imaginative the cooks are. Look at this guy giving him the stink eye over there in the corner. That's so good. Yeah. I love the hydraulics. Psh. Usopp's not even making eye contact. Only if absolutely necessary, and I'm positive about that. Can he not see that the Baratie is also quite damaged? I guess maybe not that bad though. Oh, that's right. She was looking at that Arlong poster. Even like Luffy recognizes just how cool it is to have someone so like steadfast in their principles. Yeah. That's cool. I like that. Sanji is like such a wicked cool character. I remember like right before I saw the live action, I saw his kind of introductory sequence. It was I think one of the promotional materials where he's walking down the line and then he's setting up his order and having his confrontation with Zev. He seems pretty cool. And I kind of, gleaned from what a lot of people said in the comments that, he just seemed like really cool, kind of, spot on. So to actually see like the anime, and also, also seeing him more expanded in the live action as well, like what just a cool, suave character. But yeah, the way he falls to pieces around around women is just hilarious. I love that because it's one of these like acts of contrarianism that Oda uses when he creates his characters and designs his characters, so that it's almost like their strength is also their weakness at the same time. He's so cool and calm and suave, but easily undone around, the feminine wiles of women. And I think that's just so funny. That's so cool. All right, let's get back to it. Oh, that's cool. We're actually seeing it. Oh, let's go. I guess we did see a little bit of that in the live action. That's cool. Oh, that's neat. I love the detail work that's going into these flashback scenes. Like just the extra detail. It almost makes me wonder, are these just like basically taken right from the from the manga panels themselves and then just recolored? Because like I said, I've been reading Vinland Saga, and the amount of detail and like just from shading and line work and overall composition is so much more, what's the word, like there's just so much more richer detail and texture versus the need to animate, which almost seems like from a details perspective like just more form of minimalism. So I don't know. I'm kind of wondering. So maybe you out there that are more familiar with the manga, maybe you can tell me, am I close? Am I warm? Or is this just some frames that they put a little bit extra into to kind of better disassociate from the animation itself? I don't know. You have to let me know. Again, I almost like that we're not seeing it. Ah, that's good. Isn't that basically what he tells Don Krieg in the live action? He's like, you woke me from my nap, or something to that effect. That's hilarious. I knew it. True. Don't let anyone call you stupid. Well, let him. Actually, I'm not sure what the lesson there is. I like how Zoro's keeping Usopp honest. Calling out his exaggerations, calling out his lies. Good friend. Isn't it crazy what a good meal can do for your health? Insane. Like, actually, this is almost like the second time there's been almost a unrealistic response to a medical emergency, because we also had, is it Yasuko? Is that his name? With scurvy. And just after, well, I mean, to be fair, they also like shoved like, what, like 1 million limes into his mouth or something like that. But he recovered like super fast. He was up and dancing. Well, for a little bit anyways. Oh, they're gonna love hearing that. Yep. What? Yo, let's go. Yo, it's building. Oh man, it's building. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Ooh, I like that effect. Again, look at that scale versus the Baratie. Yosaku, what'd I say? Yasusoku? I'm gonna struggle with that name for a while, I can tell already. Oh yeah, that's very different. This has got to be good for Zoro. He doesn't even have to go to the Grand Line now. Man, that's so cool. I think it's interesting how in the anime here, Zoro is like much more, I don't even think it's like apprehensive. It's certainly like a form of like anxious and excited. Where he kind of just played it, you know, played it cool pretty much all the way up until taking a slash right across the chest. And It's kind of like I said, one of the things that's been really interesting going through this whole process is seeing the differences from the live action to the anime. Not to make a judgment call on either one. I just want to point out the comparisons. I know some people are pretty quick to judge because they have one way they feel about it or another. But for me, it's just more like I'm not really trying to make judgment calls per se. I'm really just trying to appreciate all of the art and imagination that goes into creating a story like this. And whether that is the live action, the anime, or, after what 500 something episodes when I start the manga, I'm hoping that I see that there too. So I know I get I've been getting some comments where people are like, "Oh, I didn't like this, I like that," and for me specifically, it's like it always feels strange to read those comments. Not because I think they're wrong or anything, but it's just like I wouldn't even have a reaction video for you to comment this to me if it wasn't for the fact that I love the live action. So I don't want to seem like really an ardent defender of it either, but at the same time, it's more like I feel like I'm just equally appreciative of all of it. Some of the things that I've been saying in the comments to kind of better reflect that is like I really try to approach these reactions and probably every reaction going forward, whether that's One Piece or any other thing. I think it's so important to approach things with appreciation and gratefulness because I believe those two things in tandem is how you create an authentic expression of yourself. And so, it's really important to me that I'm not on here just being negative and making hot takes because it might drive more engagement in the comments and stuff. Like I said, doing this, reacting to One Piece, is really like just a personal journey for me, and it's really not until I look back, after the video's already been up, after this recording that I'm doing right now stops, it's like that's when I get to enjoy it with everybody else. But in the moment right now, even as I'm speaking, this is very much a personal journey, and so I don't want it to be about the things to diminish what I'm experiencing. I'm really trying to just add to that experience, and I do believe that showing that having that gratefulness and that appreciation and carrying it forward will make me authentic in the personal experience that I'm having. There are, and that's not to say that there aren't things that I don't gravitate towards. Like, for example, when Don Krieg clothesline Sanji and that weird like that weird like guttural sound that he made, it's not my favorite sound in the world, but it's kind of like, am I really adding anything if I stop and talk about that? Am I really adding anything if I even really comment on it? Or should I just maybe just be on the lookout and talk about the things that I think are really cool? Because more often than not, in fact, almost completely often, something else is just gonna pop up immediately after, and so I don't want to. I don't want to be all like wishy-washy. Oh, I hate this. I love this. I hate this. I love this. I hate this. I love this. And make for a very cool song remix, though. So, but alas, let's go ahead and call our episode here. I want to get some more recordings done tonight, and I will see you in the next one. This is Noxiddar out.